Everybody is doing this, so I'm doing this. This is my Reading Wrapped 2025. Firstly, I officially accomplished my reading goal of reading 100 books this year. Yay! We have the top genres I covered this year. Obviously, romance is number one, with 60% of the books that I read being romance, 14% being young adult, 13% being fantasy. It was a goal of mine to read fantasy books this year. Last but not the least, thrillers at only 11%, which I plan on changing next year. This is my number one read of 2025, Destructively Mine by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This book was absolute perfection. Here are some of my other top reads of this year. We obviously have Destructively Mine, which I already mentioned. Then we have the entire Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score. Again, peak perfection. The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Finally, Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is my top author of the year whose books I read the most, and that is Chelsea Curto. I read 5 of her books. All of them were amazing. Here are some other authors whose books I read a lot this year. We have Elsie Silver, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. We also have Ali Hazelwood and Abby Jimenez. Pretty good reading year this time around. There were 62 authors whose books I read this year. That is wild. And what's even wilder is that more than half of them were actually new to me authors whose books I'd never read before this year. This is kind of embarrassing to admit, but since everybody spoke about this in their reading wrap-ups, I'm gonna do the same, and that is audiobooks. It's embarrassing to admit that I've only read one audiobook this year. I only read this because I was traveling to a different city through bus and I get motion sickness pretty easily, and audiobooks was the only solution I had. Thank you guys so much for listening to my cutesy little presentation, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!